Hi folks, John from Designed Elegance Pastry Shop here. How you doing? Hope you're well. I am. So we're still in wintertime and we're still in the holiday season-ish, right in between, beginning of January. And I wanted to continue on to our comfort food little thing here. So let's make some Snicker Doodles. Snicker Doodles are a nice home style cookie, cinnamon all swirled in, and absolutely delicious. So let's get started. We'll get started in just a moment. Okay, so to get started with our Snicker Doodle cookie recipe, what we're going to do is start with our KitchenAid mixing bowl. We're going to use our paddle. Okay. Now I'm going to start with brown sugar. I'm going to use dark brown sugar because I prefer it, but you can always use light brown sugar if you like. I'm going to do 2 fully packed cups of brown sugar. Okay, so I'm packing it in. We want to make sure it's nice and full. Okay, so there's one. See here, nice and full. Okay, and we'll do another one. Oh, that smells good, doesn't it? Oh yeah, nice and rich. Okay, so we've got 2 packed cups. Basically, we're looking for a pound of brown sugar. Okay. Break it up a little bit. Okay, so now I have some butter that's been pre-softened. I'm going to use a full pound, 4 sticks, and I'm going to use salted butter. If I was using unsalted butter, it would be just fine, but I would want to make sure that I add a little bit of salt to my recipe, probably about a teaspoon or so. So, in the meantime, we'll use these 4, open them up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cream the mixture. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so let's jog the mixer. Start it nice and slow. Speed it up a little bit. Now what we want to do is let the butter mix in nice and smooth. As the brown sugar mixes into the butter nice and smooth, we want to mix all the lumps out of the brown sugar. Don't be afraid to let the mixer do the work. Yeah. Now I like to start with the brown sugar and the butter because then you can see exactly how much the butter has been mixed right in. Notice it's all pulling away from the bottom, okay? And we're just about there. Okay, so now this is mixed well enough. What I want to do now, well, there's a few little spots here. Yeah, it'll probably be a good idea to get this off of here and let it come back, meaning mix it again. Okay. Now we're looking for it to be, mostly smooth. It's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't really need to be because we're still going to let this still has a little ways to mix. So now we might as well use our granulated sugar. We're going to use 2 full cups of granulated sugar, just like we did with the brown sugar. Okay. And we can just let that mix right in, like so. 1. And here's 2. Okay. Now, as you can see, the mixer's working. It's nice and very tight mix right now. And that's why I wasn't so worried about those little pieces of butter before. Okay, so now what I want to do is make sure that everything that is on the bottom comes up to the top. So I'm going to use my spatula and I'm going to just scrape all the way down to the bottom and scrape that layer off of the bottom of the bowl. You'll see that it's mostly sugar with just a little bit of the dough. Okay. Okay, and let's let it mix some more. Now see how it's all in one big piece? That's what you're looking for. Now it's creaming and air is being added to the mix. It's fluffing, it's smoothing out. Okay. Basically creaming. This is the creaming process. So, okay, so now we'll just let that keep going. And I'm going to add my eggs one at a time. And add them slow enough so that the previous egg is incorporated into the mix before we add the next one. And there we go. And the fourth one here. Okay, so let's review. We have 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of brown sugar, which is 2 cups, 1 pound of granulated sugar, which is 2 cups, and then 4 eggs. Okay. Now you hear the mixer is not working so hard. It's not grinding so much. What's that? Or jogging. Yeah, it jogs quite a bit in the beginning. So now it's starting to smooth out. You see the egg, how it's changing the texture of the dough. That's what we're looking for. Now is a good time actually to add the vanilla. So we'll just use a little bit of a half cap there. Beautiful. Okay. So now notice the difference between what is in the mix, what is being fluffed in the mix, and this top part. See how dark this is? This is the part that's not being mixed. So we want to get that down into there. Okay. Yep. Basically clean the paddle, and then we want to basically scrape the very top of the the bowl. Okay. All right. Notice I'm on low here. You don't want to try and mix it too hard, too fast. Okay, so now, next thing we're going to need to do is add some flour along with our baking soda. Okay, so let's start with 2 cups of flour. We're going to use 5 total. Okay, then I'm going to use all-purpose flour. So there's 1. There's 2. Okay. Now with this one, I'm going to add my full tablespoon of baking soda. Okay, I'm going to make sure that there's no lumps, so I'm just going to press them out. And now I'm going to add it to my flour. Use my finger. I'm just mixing it in a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to top this off. Okay, so now that's my third cup of flour, but I have my baking soda already added into it. Okay, so now it's just 2 more cups. 1. Seems like a lot of flour, but you do need it. Okay, and there's the 5th one. Okay. Alright, now we're going to jog that mixer. There's no doubt about that. We don't want this guy to splash. Okay. Alright. Real quick, we're just going to give it a little. And a couple more. Oh. Notice how it's crumbling in. Okay, now I'll leave it on, and I'm just going to hold my hand right back here. Holding the mixer down so that it actually goes down to the bottom. Alright. This is a very full dough. Full mix. Okay, so now we want to scrape down to the bottom again. At this point, we want to mix it even and smooth without mixing. We want to mix it as little as possible from this point forth. Now that we have the flour in. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much down to the bottom.